Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Woodz. And in this video, you guys, we're basically just gonna have a light conversation about the hidden items, and we're really just kind of trying to understand the chemistry of them at this point, just so we can kind of get an understanding about, if they are all built the same, and if they are all triggered the exact same way, and if they're actually significant or not. Now, my last episode about these hidden items was the hidden items found within the characters, and I'm going to show you a glimpse of that right here. Now, as you see, there are hidden items hidden within the characters, okay, that for some reason, when you look at these items, okay, they look exactly the same, although not literally the same. They are built within the same chemistry of the game. It seems as though they are texture packs, okay, that pop out, all right? They're only there to emit something, an item, okay? And this was my biggest point in my last episode. Now, the reason I brought you here today is just to give a big shout out, okay, to Captain Black. I believe that's how you say your name, bro. But, I dig that you're trying, bro. I did glitching for a while, okay? And I'm just trying to help you out as far as, getting your word out there and get what you're trying to do out there. But just understand that there is more to this mystery. As far as the chemistry of these texture packs, I feel as though that's exactly what they are. And I feel like it's no different than what these are inside the characters. And when you look at them side by side, they look, I mean, you guys, am I wrong? I'm not trying to be like a dick here, but am I really this stupid or something? Like, I mean, I understand that I come off kind of fucked up and like kind of just like I know it all or whatever, but I mean, can we put that aside and understand that what I'm bringing here is at least a little bit concrete, and the fact is that this texture, okay, is something that we have not seen in the game. We've seen this fucking UFO. We have not seen this item, so I don't know. I don't know what else to say at this point as far as this item goes, and until we see more proof to why it can be, we can only keep bringing more proof to light. It's really the question of how much are you willing to ignore, and I'm not speaking to my real jetpack hunters. I'm speaking to just the few who really still disagree at this point. And no, my channel does not speak purely for those who do not understand, but do understand that my channel is about teaching those who do want to learn. Now, if you want to learn, then our path is wide open, just as much as our mind. Like I said, this is Captain Black, alright, and he's under Fort Zancudo, alright, like I've been there a million fucking times, and as you see, alright, there's the square, and it's spinning around, as you see. And that's the Fort Zancudo fucking UFO, okay? And seriously, you guys, look. It's gonna clip out. As you see, it's spinning the exact same way as the fucking Zancudo UFO. I mean, I would think we all know this by now, but there are a few that don't, so, for those of you who know this by now, don't fault me for making this video. I'm purely telling those who don't, As you see, this is the time of the UFO, because that's what the texture pack is out for. It's out for the fucking UFO, okay? It's no different here. Now, my biggest point to this is that, I'm trying to help them out. Glitching is not necessarily the answer. Can it show us certain things? Very rarely. But as you see, this is the texture pack for an Easter egg, okay? And it's no different than what I found. I'm not trying to be a dick and just claim like, I solved everything. No, I haven't, because, we don't have anything that, is writable yet or anything like that. I'm not claiming that. What I am saying is that, do I feel as though I found what we're looking for? As far as finding an item, that's the closest we're going to get, is to finding an item. Is what I already found, aside from actually, learning the path to obtain it. Understand, it's no different than these UFOs and how they come out once again at a certain time in a certain sequence in a certain way. Okay, it's never done randomly. We have to do something in order to see it, and it's no different than what we need to see in order to see this. I want you guys to understand something here. I'm not saying, okay, that this is a jetpack. I'm not saying that this is a UFO. I'm not saying that this is anything that we really want. What I'm saying is that it might be, okay? Do not disclude the fact that this is a possibility. That's all I'm really trying to get out here. But one thing that I want to kind of get out within information and somewhat of a prediction here is something that me and an herbalist were talking about, and my boy Glitchy. This circle right here looks real familiar, and we were just thinking about, the different objects that it could be. Now, again, this is just our opinion, and there's so many things that we could be going after here, you guys. I understand that, especially when it comes down to physical objects. But I do want you to kind of think about one aspect of something that is tied to all of the things that we've been looking at, but also tied to something flyable and something that looks a lot like the bottom of something with this circle. Let me show you what I mean. And this is the hoverboard from Back to the Future. Okay? Now understand, you guys. No, I'm not saying this is what it is, you guys. This is what we're going after. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is that this would be awesome as fuck. Period. That is what I'm saying here. This part of the video is pure speculation, and all I'm saying is that this would be fucking amazing if this is what Rockstar was planning. And honestly, I think it would answer a lot of our problems with wanting a jetpack and or a flying object in the game, and also something tied to going back into the future and a bunch of other things. But a hoverboard would be fucking amazing, okay? And again, this is just my opinion and some of the things that me and Herb were talking about. You don't have to feel this way, but what I do feel, honestly, you guys, is that the texture packs within Michael, alright, at least Michael, are for sure some part of an item. And for those of you saying, okay, well, dude, the hoverboard is not the same color as what you showed, okay, don't get too physical and hung up on just colors and things like that, because as you've seen, if our conclusions are right about the space docker, it can be a duality of the DeLorean. And the DeLorean does not look like the space docker in such a way. It just favors certain aspects. Now, my point is that it's because of copyright reasons and the fact that Rockstar cannot use the exact same object because it's been in a movie. And they will get sued for certain things like that. Now, this is my biggest point to it possibly, you guys, being a hoverboard. If it was, not only do they have a selection to choose from, okay, but it also can prove the fact that it looks a little bit different, especially on the bottom, because they cannot use the exact same things that have been designed and or copyrighted. I mean, even look at the symbolisms you got from the rising sun of China, then you have a pit bull and or a dog. And not to mention that this one is the only one that has jet engines. Could be the jetpack we've been looking for the whole time, and why it's tied to evil things. Who knows? There may be different aspects we don't know yet. And then you have this one, no tech. It's pretty interesting that the middle looks somewhat like an egg. Very interesting. And you have the question mark with lightning bolts. 6 lightning bolts. And of course the classic hoverboard. And yes, it's pink and green within the spectrums of evil. Okay? Once again, This is one reason why I think going back in time can be somewhat of an aspect of evil, because it's playing God. Now, this is just a theory for now, but again, just because Michael is the lightning wielder does not mean that it does not have a duality within a good aspect of going back in time and a bad aspect of going back in time. There may be different options within Franklin's Easter egg, and it may be tied to a mirror and or being bad in one path and good in one path. Okay? Now, understand, regardless of which path you choose, okay, there still are outer things that we need to solve that have something to do with Michael and Trevor. And they're part of the whole sequence here and how the game flows. And that's my biggest point to all of this, is that the game flows in a certain way, okay? And it's all about wordplay. Okay, you guys, I want you to understand that this part of the video, okay, is once again just pure speculation and just predictions, okay? I want that to be made very clear, okay? And I really don't want any judgments on an idea, okay? But you have to understand that these ideas are what lead to connections, okay? Doc Brown Enterprises, okay? Now, throughout the story of GTA 5, there's been several different cutscenes where Trevor is questioned by Michael and a few people as to, why his company is named several different companies. Whether it be, Trevor Phillip Industries or even Trevor Phillip Enterprise. There's even a few instances where they call it Trevor Phillip Corporation, but the fact of the matter is that throughout the game they make a note, okay, a note to call it Trevor Phillip Enterprises, okay. Now, there is one pinnacle moment where Michael is talking to Trevor, and he asks him, why is it Enterprises and not Enterprise? And then, Trevor gets angry, like he's known to do, and tells him to shut up, and, it'll be his way regardless, it doesn't matter. Now, again, that's not the main reason why I brought you to this. It's just one very interesting correlation, that they would have enterprises so heavily worded in the game, and then have Doc Brown Enterprises, okay, associated with something within the mystery that we know to be, and that's Back to the Future. Now, one thing that I want to point to here, and that's one thing that I'm going to be getting into in a future video, and most likely a Whispy Theory video, is the aspect of 24 hours, okay? I want that to be very clear, 24 hours scientific services. Now, one, I want to make note, that is very odd that, that's even a thing, but we're not here to question why the movie is doing what the movie does. We're here to question the game. And there are a lot, and I mean, you guys, a lot of references within the game that have to do with 24 hours. And I'm creating a personal theory on what this can mean and what we are possibly looking at. But do not get too hung up on that. I beg you to watch Herbalist's last video and kind of give a retrospect on understanding that 24 hours is meant to be noticed regardless.
George, buddy, I have been looking all over for you. You remember me? The guy who saved your life the other day? Oh, yeah, good. There's somebody I'd like you to meet.
Enchantment under the sea. Mermaids. Hearts. Karma.
Lorraine? Calvin! I'd like to meet my good friend George McFly. Hi. It's really a pleasure to meet you.
How's your head?
Oh, good. Fine.
Oh, I've been so worried about you ever since you ran off the other night. Are you okay?
Oh, it's hurting.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Isn't he a dreamboat?
Isn't he a dreamboat? Like I said, you guys, we knew that this shit had to do with Back to the Future. But understanding a lot of the wordplay is what will help us understand the shit that we've been missing the whole time. I'm just trying to fit keys where they should have been. Thank you. And this is the word they follow. And it is based on a dream. I have an angelic dream that people will begin speaking Czech. Okay, believe in their word. Things will start opening up for us. And when you realize that, then you are obtaining a dream that is an impossible dream. A planet of fire and a dinosaur with a saddle.
You want to see the sign of the Declaration of Independence? Or witness the birth of Christ? Witness the birth of Christ? Witness the birth of Christ? Here's the red letter date.